Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Eye Opener Society. Thank you again so much for joining us. And by us, myself and Lizzie. I know everybody missed her. She's been away for a while, and that's mostly my fault because of this whole moving process. I haven't had time to get all the recordings down. But Lizzie is here with us again, and I'm so happy to have her with us. Um, Again, real quick before Lizzie takes the spotlight here. I just want to remind everybody again, because of all the changes with Podbean and the videos and all the confusion with that. Again, audio only. If you wish to see us on video, head on over to YouTube or head on over to BitChute. And that's where you'll see the videos. Otherwise, you'll hear the audio only on Podbean. So, again, Lizzie, hello. Welcome back. I missed you, my friend. How you doing?
Doing so good. So excited to be back. It feels like ages. I don't know if I was kind of trying to think about it. I think it's only been a month, but it feels like a lot longer. It's been a packed month.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, there's been a lot going on. I can't wait till everything smooths out. I'm in a studio and we could. I really, the only thing bothers me with that is even though I have a nice studio that I'm going to set up, you're still going to be on Zoom and I want you right next to me one of these days. I really do.
Oh yeah, that would be a lot funner to record. A little bit easier to feel the vibe of each other, you know? But
Yeah.
this will do for now, I suppose.
Yeah, we'll make it work. I mean, you've been missed. I miss you. I've been talking to myself, on the past few episodes, but it's nice to have you back. And with all the stuff that goes on, I've been sitting in my space and focusing on my mindset recently. And I've been putting out some, little videos here and there, normally on TikTok, which I don't like anymore. And I'm blowing up again on YouTube. And what I've noticed, though, the reactions that I've been getting, which has been a little bit disappointing to me, and this is when it comes to meditation and why so many people miss the point. Mindfulness, you paint that picture in your head. When you sit in your space, in your moment, regardless of what's going on in the world around you, I don't care if it's the politics, mainstream, or just the stupidity, the evil, whatever it may be, meditation puts you in your place, and you have to understand that you need to focus and focus only on positive. But I've been getting so many comments about how disgusting the world is, and if only it was that easy. It is that easy the moment you apply yourself. I could work with those that, don't understand this. You could always reach out to me at eosmeditation@gmail.com and I can help you with that because I feel the whole world needs help with this. What are your thoughts?
Oh, absolutely. And I both agree and have like a little extra opinion there on it. The thing is it's so true. If you put knowledge and practice and consistency with changing your thought process, your whole reality is going to change. But I also understand people's like deep reaction because if you're somebody who suffers from anxiety, depression, all these different things, sometimes those thoughts come, and the more you're like I don't want to think that, it's like they like start beating you up a little bit, right? And so it's like you get into a spiral. So then when you got somebody online and they're like, oh, just change your thoughts, it's like you're like, don't you know how much effort I've been putting into it? And I get this because I've been working with people with this for a long time. But the thing is like your thoughts are the feedback of what's happening in your energy system. And so if you're having thoughts and they're consistent and they're beating you up, then you got to like look just past the thoughts. Like, what are the thoughts trying to tell you? What story are you like creating? And so if you are fighting like a battle of trying to like win that positive thought as the focus versus all of the little negative thoughts, sometimes it's easier if you can just write all the thoughts down and find what common theme is happening. Are you defending yourself? Are you trying to, you know what I mean? Like, how are you phrasing it? Because that story is what, if you change it, then your thoughts have to change because they're only the feedback loop.
Yeah, and it does make sense. And yes, if you are struggling, it's true. A lot of people get stuck inside their thoughts and their mind. Those things don't stop. I recognize that. I do understand that. We need to learn to observe those thoughts more than we
Yes.
do. We just need to observe them. They are there. It's very easy for me to say, oh, just stop thinking about them. but it doesn't work that way. That's why I always said the biggest myth is clear your mind when you meditate. You don't clear your mind. Your mind is always working. You cannot turn those thoughts off. Once we learn to step away from those thoughts, put them in front of us and just observe them, we start to get a clearer picture of what's going on. And like you said, you recognize them, you understand them. That's how we work. And it's a slower process. Then, as we're observing those thoughts, we start putting in better thoughts into our mind and we start to picture the way we would like to be, how we would like the world to be, whatever the case may be. And we just replace those older thoughts because now we're observing them, newer thoughts are in. We can now erase those older thoughts and keep new ones in our mind. It takes work. It's nothing that's going to happen like that. That's the other thing. Everybody wants things to work right away. They don't. They take time. But the negativity that comes with it. So each time I tell you, okay, sit, observe your thoughts, everything is good, replace them with new thoughts. You can't sit there and say, oh, well, nothing's going to change because now nothing is going to change because you just put yourself back 2 steps instead of forward 2 steps. You get what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes, for sure. I love that. I think that's so true. Like just being aware of them and kind of, I don't want to say detaching, but detaching from it being part of your identity, part of what you're manifesting. This is just like a result in your head. It's something to be aware of. You know what I mean? And just, oh, I had something else I was going to say to the second half of what you said, but now I forgot it. I got too excited.
Gotcha. Yeah, I try to teach the patience of sitting with yourself because the hardest part is to sit there with those thoughts, right? I know you go through this, and that's the only reason I'm throwing it back to you.
Yes, okay. And what I was gonna say is it's kind of like a muscle. If you go to the gym and you start lifting weights, you can't all of a sudden go lift 100 like curl 100 pounds in your arms. I don't know if people can curl 100 pounds. I'm not a gym person. But whatever, like you have to like start small and consistent and just do it, right? And then you can lift more and more and you can do it more and more often. It's the same thing with your thoughts. Like you're lifting negative muscles basically, like you're growing negative muscles, and so to switch it over, it feels like this long process in the beginning, but that's just until you kind of get the muscle of that positive thinking, of that rewriting of the story that you're placing. And when that happens, then it's like a much faster process. It doesn't take you weeks to figure out what you're trying to like do here, what you're trying to be aware of. It can be like a couple days.
hmm And I think the other problem too, when people say, "Oh, this world is so bad that nothing's going to change," I think this is a reality though, because people are kind of like sponges and we absorb everything that's in our environment. So all of the negativity that we keep focusing on is what's going to stay with us. So this is why I get so upset when I hear people being so negative because you're not fighting against it, you're accepting it by saying, "Oh, the world sucks. The world sucks." Yeah, it does, but the more you say that, your mind keeps repeating it now over and over again. If you start replacing the thoughts with my world is really good, my world is fantastic, then things start to get better. Because then once you start going back to, oh, this is not working, again, you're taking those steps back. And it's a hard thing for people, I think, to get through because for a long time I was a very negative person myself. I will admit, I was always affected by everything, and I'll be the first to say, "Oh, this sucks, that sucks," and that's what I realized. I built all of that up in me, and I realized the more I said it, the more it happens because the more I'm now in tune to it. Once I shifted that whole mindset and I started realizing, oh, things are not that bad. There's a solution to everything. The world isn't that bad. The world I'm creating is fantastic. That's when things started to change totally. And I know I can get people to understand that. However, again, it's up to the individual in order to do that.
Yes, absolutely. And I would add my energetic delusional perspective of that is that you legitimately start switching over into a new world. I don't know if anybody's ever experienced when they start trying to like change their thinking about something, and then it seems like the world like just comes crashing down, like it's trying to prove. that what you're saying is wrong. And it's because you're now vibrating with the new world, and but the old world doesn't know how to handle that. And so when you push through that and you don't look for the outside validation of what you're now deciding is true about your internal world, it shifts you over and your external world actually changes. A lot of people have different perspectives if you actually like quantumly leap to like a new world or whatever, but you can also just go very basic with like if you're thinking about a red car, you'll see a red car. If you love red cars, you can see them all day long. If you hate red cars, you're going to see them all day long. But if you don't even think about that red car because you're noticing the yellow car, that's what you're going to see, even though those you rarely see them, but you'll see them every day because you're looking for them. And so even if it's not like some delusional quantum leaping world, it's still your reality shifts depending on what you choose to spend focus on. And your body and your reality and your patterns of all of this is all based like a wheel in a track over and over and over again. And so when it's all compiled down and as you've got years of all of something, you've got to like put a new track. So it feels really hard, but it is just so simple as moving a couple inches to the left and starting over.
Yeah. And we do have to also understand the process is very deep because, yeah, it's not just changing your perspectives, not just changing your mind about stuff, but just like you were explaining too, now we got to tune into all of these different frequencies too. And we got to learn how to start vibrating on the frequency that we're most comfortable with. And we got to start vibrating on that higher frequency rather than that lower one. And I think that's where people get confused that it's a lot more than just saying, okay, here's my good thoughts. That's not going to change everything. Here's my good thought. How am I going to get that into reality? Where do I got to make changes in my life? What's the first step I got to take? There's a lot of work involved with it. The meditation part's the easy part because we're just sitting with it and getting those thoughts out there. But we need to make a change. It's like explaining magic. We can't just do a spell, but the spell is the vibration, it's the frequency that we're putting out there. Now, once we do that, we can't just sit back and wait for something to come back to us. Whatever that spell is, we need to take the steps
The
necessary to
frequency to
make it go.
form.
Exactly. So it's the same thing with meditation and changing your perspective on things and how to remain happy, how to remain your better self, or just to achieve things that you would like to achieve in your life without saying, this is not going to work. Oh, the world sucks. You have to understand it as a whole. And it's not that difficult once you start getting that positive mindset because all you got to do is sit there and say, okay, this is going to be easy for me to do. And then once you got that going, yeah, everything's going to be easy from there on.
Because whatever you think, that's going to be true for you. You will experience that. No matter what other people do think or try to help you, if that's what you think is happening, that's what's happening for you.
It is. And I appreciate you all the time. You always got
I
the
appreciate
perfect
you.
mindset. You always got the perfect mindset for this. And this is why I missed you because it's nice to share the conversation and see it from somebody else. Because just like any random member of the audience out there that's listening, it's just like me speaking to them, but I'm not getting any feedback from them. So I don't know where they are in their life, but at least I'm talking to somebody who understands this process and could give feedback. This is how easy it is. You just concentrate on what's going on around you, concentrate on, the
Just
positive
concentrate.
vibrations. Yeah, just concentrate. That and meditation it's even easier than concentration because you just sit and you just sit with your own thoughts and observe.
And just
It's that
allow
easy.
it.
Allow it. Yeah, absolutely. Find that spot you want to be in and just put yourself in it. I've been through so many different places in my head. Beautiful places, wonderful places. I haven't done them in the real world yet, but I can if I set my mind to it. But I like them in my world. It's quieter there. It's a lot more fun. It's a lot more visual, And I think that's the fun part of meditation because, yeah, oh, I always wanted to be on this big yacht surrounded by, all the greatest riches or whatever. And you could do that. The chances of that happening in the real world, you might not get all the way there, but in your head, you are all the way there. You have everything you thought of. And the more you think about it, the more that reality can come true. So I'm thinking right now, one of these days, Lizzie is going to be right beside me in the new studio, and we're going to actually do a show live together.
Well, you're gonna have to come out here then. Utah's pretty good. We've got some beautiful mountains.
I actually could use the change, and I would love to come out there for certain. I trust me, that's going to happen. Once I got the time saved up and I want to get out there, I would love to come out there. I'll bring the whole studio with me. I don't care. It will happen. But again, I thank you. Thank you again for joining us, on this episode. Again, I hope in the next few weeks, like I said, what is it? December 22nd is my move date. And then once we're in there, there's going to be a lot of chaos with setting everything up, but my only priority is setting up the studio. Once I got that studio set up, I want to talk to you about my dreams and my contact with aliens. I had it all set up. We're going to have Sunset Child on the podcast with us alongside of you, and we can talk about all of this. I can't wait for that to happen. It's still in the works. Don't think I've forgotten about it. But thank everybody for tuning in. Honestly, thank you for tuning in. I'm glad you got to experience Lizzie again. Maybe in a couple of episodes or not. If you could join us, that would be great. If not, you'll have to listen to me. But
Oh man,
Lizzie,
I will be trying.
great, great. But I appreciate you being here. I share this space with you all the time, and it's always fantastic. You are Eye Opener Society in so many ways. It's not even 50-50 anymore. I think you got like 80% of this. So
Oh, that's way too much credit. Give yourself some credit here.
I did. I gave myself like 20%. Nah, it's all good. We're 50. We're on the same page, but thank you, Lizzie. And thank you, everybody, for joining us again. And stay tuned. I'm also going to be doing some other cool stuff, which I'm going to talk to Lizzie about right after this. And just stay tuned. And Eye Opener Society is going to keep getting better. Thank you again for joining us.